Sun Wukong. Who is that legendary monkey king that inspired so many movies, stories, cartoons, and video games? Today I want to tell you his story. So, Sun Wukong. Today I want to tell you the original story where this character first arises, which is of course the most famous Chinese novel from the late 16th century, The Journey to the West. Yeah, Sun Wukong was born out of a stone egg on the top of the so-called Flower Fruit Mountain in China. And as he was born, very fastly he decided, or it's in his nature, I don't know, that he wants more. And so what happens is that he gathers all of the different monkeys and apes around him and creates a kingdom of monkeys on this very flower fruit mountain. And so the monkeys live there, and one day he is hearing from Taoist monks who are able to live forever, who have reached longevity. And he, of course, as he always wants more, he wants longevity from that point on. So what does he do? Of course, he seeks a master, a Taoist master who's named Subudi, and he becomes his disciple. And very soon he becomes his best disciple, and he masters all these 72 transformations, which means that he can literally turn into everything he wants. He can become big as a giant, he can become small as an ant, and he can even become invisible. He can turn into a mountain, or he can turn into a tree, it doesn't matter. So that's his first ability he learns. And then he learns something very useful. He learns the somersault, with which he can jump over a distance of 108,000 li, which is approximately 34,000 miles. Okay, so that distance he can jump over with one somersault. But Sun Wukong is, he is very, very proud, and so he shows off his abilities to his fellow students. And his master Subudi isn't amused, and he sends him away, and he says, you cannot be my student anymore when you're just showing off. So Sun Wukong is disappointed at first and returns to the Flower Fruit Mountain, and there he becomes king again of his little kingdom. And with his new abilities he's starting to train his monkeys to become warriors, and they start to forge weapons, and they become a warrior state actually. One of the great things that Sun Wukong is possessing is the wish-fulfilling stuff he's fighting with. So he has the stuff, and he got it from a dragon in the sea, who is a fellow friend, or friend is said too much, but he knows him in his demon-like days. And he forces him to give him the stuff. And the great thing about the stuff is that he can make it very, very small, so that he can store it in his ear when he doesn't need it. And in a fighting situation, he can pull the stuff back out and have it grow as big as he needs it, and then he can fight with it. So that's a very, very cool detail. And well, that's something which the Emperor of the Heavens, the Jade Emperor, doesn't like at all. So, well, in the heavens they kind of they see that the development of the Flower Fruit Mountain and Sun Wukong, and they argue about what to do with him and how to deal with that situation. And they decide that the best way to get this crazy monkey under control is by offering him a job. And so they do that. And Sun Wukong, as he's always seeking for status, he is answering positively and travels to heaven and is becoming the heavenly Bima Wen, which means the caretaker of the heavenly horses. Okay. Well, and he does that job and it's okay, and he's running around all in his pride and feeling good about it. What he doesn't know is that this job is the lowest you can have in the heavenly realm. And of course, as he finds out that that's the case, he is raging, he is furious, okay? And he sets free all of the heavenly horses, and he leaves heaven immediately and returns to his mountain. And from this point on, he calls himself the equal to heaven great sage, okay? So he gives himself that name. Well, and of course, the heavenly emperor is not amused, and he and his ministers, they discuss again what to do with this monkey. And well, they come to the conclusion that they want to offer Sun Wukong another job to keep him under control. And this job is to take care of the heavenly peach garden. And well, Sun Wukong accepts once more and travels to heaven and starts to work as the guard of the peach garden. But of course, after some time he gets bored, and of course he starts eating from the garden, which he's not allowed to. And well, then there's this great party in heaven, which is called the heavenly peach party. And he has eaten all the peaches himself, so there aren't enough peaches. And well, he is, before he gets caught, he is running away. And on his way out of heaven, he also steals longevity pills from Lao Tzu, who is also living there. So he makes it worse and worse. And when he returns to his mountain, the heavenly emperor decides, okay, now enough is enough. And he sends his troops to arrest Sun Wukong. Okay, so there's a big fight now. The apes and monkeys are fighting against the heavenly troops and angels. And the fight is continuing, but no one is really able to win against Sun Wukong. So the heavenly emperor contacts the only one who might be able to win against Wukong, which is the Buddha himself. And the Buddha agrees and travels to the Flower Fruit Mountain, and there he manages to win against Sun Wukong. And he imprisons him under a mountain which is called the Five-Face Mountain. And there Sun Wukong stays for 500 years. So, the next thing, what happens is that the goddess Guan Yin, who is the goddess of compassion, travels to Sun Wukong and offers him a deal. She's saying to him, I will free you from your prison if you promise me to become a good being and to guard the monk Xuan Zang on his way from China to India, where he has to gather the Buddhist scriptures and to bring them back to China. And Sun Wukong agrees to do that. He agrees to become a Buddhist. He agrees to follow the Buddhist commandments and to become a good being. And, well, the monk Xuan Zang, on his way to India, he passes by this mountain and he frees Sun Wukong. And Sun Wukong, from that point, they are traveling together to India. And on the way, they gather more companions. There's, on the one hand, there's the pig Bajie, on the other hand, there is Sand Monk, two characters which I cannot describe at this point in detail. I maybe do it in another video. But they travel together to India. And on their way, every now and then, the monk Xuan Zang is kidnapped by demons, and the demons they take him to their cave where they want to eat him, actually. But what always happens is that Sun Wukong and his friends they find the demon's cave and they get in front of the cave and scream, "Come out, you dirty demon! I want to punch you in the face!" and stuff like that. No joke, that's really what happens. And the demon comes out saying, "Who are you? Who dares to fight me?" Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's very funny. And then, but Sun Wukong, of course, like he's the guy, you know, so he, in the end, he always wins. And that is what makes him kind of a superhero figure as well. And so they always manage to fight the demon, get the priest back, travel on to India, and in the end, of course, they reach the Buddha and get the scriptures. That's the main plot of the Journey to the West, this famous medieval novel. There's a lot of Confucianism in there, there's a lot of Taoism, there's a lot of Buddhism, but not in the way that you get the feeling like you're reading a religious text. It's not that at all. It's just very funny, very well written. There are all these funny scenes, and Sun Wukong himself is just hilarious. And it's really funny. It's a very great book. So I can really recommend it to you if you haven't read it yet. So that was my video about Sun Wukong, the mighty monkey. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what you think, and if there is anything that I should explain in more detail, or if I should make videos about the other characters of the Journey to the West. Just let me know, get in contact, and I wish you just the very best. See you soon and have a nice day. Yeah, so Sun Wukong is this unbelievably funny, easily angered, very egoistic, selfish, might-seeking, status-seeking guy. That you like. You just like him, but he's very nasty, but you kind of like him, and he always seeking trouble, and he's also very, very strong, so he can, when he's seeking trouble, he tends to win, that makes him a very interesting character. But at the same time, he's of course fighting with his ego, in the sense that his master Xuan Zang, he, like I said, I don't know.